Hello everyone. As a requirement of our MPA course Audit, Assurance and Compliance assignment, we are all here to make a presentation. The topic of our presentation is Auditors and Corporate Governance. We are S305 and our group members are Baira, Birendra Manaseni, Rahul Jangporel, Sabina Tamang, Sanjay Bhandari and Usam Khimire. Corporate governance is of growing importance in Australia, New Zealand and all over the world. Corporate governance interacts with auditing and it is useful to understand how corporate governance and auditing affects companies. The Australian Security Exchange has suggested 8 principles regarding the corporate governance and have recommendation. The first principle is solid foundation for management and oversight. This principle requires the companies to clearly define the respective roles and responsibilities of each member of management and the board of directors. This principle also suggests the recommendations like board charter, appointment of director, disclosure of diversity, board performance and the performance of senior executives. The next principle is structure the board to be effective and add value. This principle guides the company to have a perfect size of board with the required skills and capabilities so that they can easily achieve the mission and vision of any company. The third principle is instill a culture of acting lawfully, ethically and responsibly. The listed companies in Australia are required to act and practice their activities in a very lawful and ethical manner. This principle also suggests the recommendations like articulation and disclosure value, code of conduct, policy of whistleblower, and policy of anti-bribery and corruption. The fourth principle is safeguard the integrity of corporate reports. This principle suggests the integrity of the corporate reports created and disclosed by any entity. This principle also suggests the recommendations like audit committee, declaration regarding financial statements, and verifying the process of periodic reports. To continue with the principle, I would like to ask my friend Birendra.
Thank you, Sabina. And now I'm going to say about another remaining four principles. First of all, the one I'm going to talk about is the make timely and balanced disclosure. The listed entity in Australia should provide informations to reasonable persons of company regarding any matters that may influence the decision-making process of those reasonable persons, as it includes written policy of continuous disclosures, market announcements, release of market announcements. That's it. And the sixth principle is respect the rights of the security holders. The principle demands to provide the security holders with appropriate and relevant informations via websites and disclosure of facilitating the process, as well as program for two-way communications. And another one is ensuring substantive resolutions and the options of electronic communications. And the seventh principle is recognize and manage the risks. This principle says that the listed entity should this principle says that the listed entity should make and maintain such systems of risks and management that mitigates and risk involves the business activities, as it involves risk observing committee, review of risk management frameworks, and disclosure about the existence of internal audit functions, as well as a disclosure regarding environmental and social risks. And the eighth principle is remunerate fairly and responsibly. This is the eighth principle of AXS corporate governance. Requests that the companies should provide the directors and the senior executive with such an handsome and active remunerations, as it includes remuneration committee, as well as separate disclosure of policy of remunerations and equity based remuneration. And now my friend Rahul will explain the remaining part of the slides.
Thank you, Vikram. I'm gonna explain about the effects about the effects of about the effects effects of corporate governance principle and recommendation. There are explicit and implicit effects and advantages of the adoption of each principle and recommendation provided by the ASX Corporation Governance Principle and Recommendation. The following discussion reveals these effects and advantages. Is 2.1 effects of a solid foundation and management and oversight. If a company adopts a solid foundation for management and oversight, it enhances the leadership skill, motivates the board and management to work towards the purpose of the company, and it also has to prepare the objective with a strategic viewpoint. And the second topic is 2.2 effect of structuring the board to be effective and add value. If the board of a company is structured as a well-mannered, consisting of required independence, non-executive director, it increases the accountability, transparency, and the authenticity of their activities. 2.4 the effects. 2.3 the effects of culture of acting lawful and ethical responsibility. If a company adopts a culture and lawful responsibility and acting, the possibility and probability of happening robbery activities and corruption become reduces. 2.4 the effect of safeguarding the integrity of corporate report. When it is the responsibility of the board to safeguard the integrity of the financial statement of a company, and there is an audit committee in the company, the accountability, effectiveness, and efficiency and transparency in the company are increased. My friend can explain the other topics. Thank you.
I'm here to explain the other effects of the principles. So the next one is effect of making timely and balanced disclosure. So the investor get all the relevant information in timely and convenient manner, it increases the reputation and belief, and also the honesty of the company, including the board of director. Board also gets the board also gets the number of information from the discussion, and thus this leads to the better decision making. The next effect of respecting the right of the shareholders. So it ensures the accountability of the board and also the management to security holder of the company. It also creates the two-way communication. So when communication is two-way, it helps in better decision making, and also there is a possibility for electronic communication, which makes the communication much faster and much reliable than the other traditional methods of the communication. The next effect is the effect of recognizing and managing the risks. So ensuring the existence of the effective and efficient risk management system, including risk management committee, it increases the transparency, accuracy, and accountability of each person regarding his role and responsibility. The last effect of remuneration and fair responsibility, it makes a healthy culture. The level of the remuneration according to the roles and responsibility, it motivates towards the goals and the objective of the company, thus making the work environment better and creating a healthy culture. So to explain the other slide, I'd like to call my friend Baraha.
Thank you, my friend. I'm going to explain influence of adopting principle on auditing. That's the firstly influence on the risk assessment and process. If the necessary, auditors assess the several times during the auditor. Other thing is find the entity has a well-established or effective risk management. Second thing is influence on the audit approach. This is saying it increases the transparency and honesty of the board management, included all of the employees and the organization. This is my part, and I'm calling my next friend. Next person is will conclusion.
Thank you, Bayara. I'm talking about the remaining parts, and the other two effects influence are the influence on the audit strategy. It becomes easier for the auditor to identify the areas where risk of occurring material misstatements are higher, and the last one is influence on their audit evidence. The auditor gives this opinion after collecting sufficient appropriate audit evidence. That's all. Thank you.